Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's 5:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. There's several stories I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Barack Obama giving a commencement speech for 78 historically black universities Saturday. And he laid into Donald Trump for his screwing the pooch on this coronavirus. Um, I was glad to hear it because Obama had maintained his professional dignity and in not criticizing his successor, which is a professional, a cool thing to do. But he laid into him Saturday. This is what really bothered me. Right after his commencement speech, Mitch McConnell put out a statement saying that Barack Obama should shut his mouth. That rubbed me the wrong freaking way, man. You know, a man who held the office, so he knows what's going on. He's got experience. He's not talking out of his ass. He was in that seat. And he's being honest on his opinion. And he's also a black man criticizing a white man and his boss, Mitch McConnell and Trump. It rubbed me the wrong way, man. The only thing missing was the N-word. I could almost hear it right at the end of that sentence. To me, it was implied. I know I'm assuming here and I'm putting words in his mouth, but to me, that's what it sounded like. It is what it is. All right, this is these stories all got me agitated this morning. Now, I think we can expect to hear Trump and coming up with okay, we all know Obamagate. I gotta laugh because I heard this I heard this description from a CIA analyst about hashtag Obamagate. And this CIA analyst says it's a headline looking for a scandal. There's no real scandal. Even Trump himself couldn't. He was asked by the press, and he couldn't come up with a cohesive statement of what the hell Obamagate is. Yeah, Obamagate. All right, Trump. I think what we're going to start hearing, unfortunately, I think we're going to start hearing Trump. This is starting to become a thing. Denying the deaths of the coronavirus. It's already started popping up, and supposedly Trump's been mulling it over if he wants to use this tactic. And I guarantee we're going to see this next. It's fake news. That the death tolls are being projected. They're lying. They're lying. Not as many people are dying as they said. That's going to be Trump's watch. That's going to be and he just sinks lower and lower morally bankrupt, man. And of course his whole base will buy into this. I was just reading some other articles about how Trump, especially men that are Trump supporters, are much less likely to wear masks because they don't think it makes them look cool. And Trump, in no small part, has contributed to that. And then we have Wisconsin and the people running out to the bars while their infection rate is climbing quickly. Anyway, so the death rate. Alex Jones, a who's who of conspiracy theorists are starting to pick this up, that the medical community is lying. They're saying that hospitals, this is one of the common explanations for this new conspiracy theory, that the death rates are exaggerated. Not as many people have died from this. It's a hoax. Witch hunt. Freaking ridiculous. You would think that Trump supporters would have figured this out, but I doubt it. All right. So they're saying that the death toll is a lot lower. That's going to be the new thing coming up. Watch the coming months up to the election. That they're lying. Death toll isn't as high. I was right. I saved lives. It's inflated. They're liars. One of the reasons they're saying that hospitals are lying and mislabeling COVID-19 cases because they get extra money when a COVID patient is put into their care. So this is supposedly they get a $13,000 bonus. And then they get another bonus if they're put on a ventilator. I don't know if this is true or not. I think it's bullshit. I do. You have one. I could see there's times when one doctor will be corrupt with his practice and try to inflate something or to burn Medicare. Now you're talking about a large-scale conspiracy theory, and when you're talking large-scale conspiracies theories like this, they're impossible because people talk. People, not everybody. The cat gets out of the bag way too quick. And you're talking this huge conspiracy where the whole hospital, all the doctors, the coroners are all in on it to get more money. This is their angle. This is the thing that really bothered me. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of freaking Auschwitz, the death camps, the gassing, the final solution. Now you'll hear these Holocaust deniers. Never happened. It was, no way 3 million people died. Doesn't it sound exactly like that? Got the neo-Nazis now claiming that never happened. Those people never died. It's lies. Even though you got the gas chambers and the survivor, and you still got a good portion of these neo-Nazis. Nope, never happened. As soon as I heard this, it struck me on a level, and all of a sudden it clicked. When you start denying people's... That's got to be one of the worst things, is saying that if you're a relative and if one of your relatives dies, and then you start hearing stuff that your relative's death was a hoax, it was made up, or it was, that he was just part of a conspiracy theory. It didn't really happen that way. That's got to be one of the most hurtful things after losing a relative, to hear somebody say that it didn't happen, or it didn't happen that way, or that your relative was part of a hoax. That it's beyond throwing salt on a wound. It's unconscionable, morally bankrupt. And of course, we'll see Trump sink to this level. It hasn't quite yet, but this is how it always works. Fox News, Alex Jones, they start kicking this around that the death tolls are lower, that people are trying to rip off Medicare, and then Trump hears it. He gets a little fire going, and Trump just pours the gasoline on it, and bam, new conspiracy theory. It's how it works. It's how it always works for him. So yeah, that's the idea that, and then of course he mentioned the I forgot what he called the Democrats, the vicious. He comes up with all these names. He says that of course these lying media and vicious Democrats would do a terrible thing like this and inflate the death toll. When you look at sites like World Meter, I don't even think it's owned. I don't even know if it's an American company. I don't know if it has if it has a dog in this race at all. Anyway, to even lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't doubt these. As a matter of fact, most of the medical professionals will say that the death toll is much higher, because you have people that have died before. There was a lack of test kits back in January, February. And I think my guess would be that as it was a new disease and a lot of the medical community had never seen this before, it was mislabeled. And if I would guess, if there's any inaccuracy in the death toll, it's going to be higher. Okay, well, here's one more obvious point. That if the death toll, let's play devil's advocate again, and let's say that somehow this death toll is lowered. So what? I mean, I don't mean to sound harsh, but it doesn't change the fact that Trump still screwed the pooch on this whole thing. A horrible job. Whether 80,000 people died or 60,000 people died. it's still a large magnitude of people. And it doesn't change the way he handled it. You know what it is? It's smoke and mirrors. It's when you he's trying to alter our focus. I forgot the word. You know what he always does: change the subject, make the focus of the subject something else, and not how he screwed it up. Like how he talks about China. It's China's fault. They're misrepresenting the numbers. It's never Donald Trump's fault. But like I said, this is unconscionable. This is when you start saying that these deaths were a hoax. Then I despise that methodology. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. And I wouldn't be surprised that Trump's going to probably, I'm sure he was wounded badly by Obama's comments during the commencement speech. And I think I know Trump well enough by this point that his ego and his arrogance have been mortally wounded. And I guarantee, he's going to come out flinging this Obamagate stuff left and right in the coming weeks. Watch. One interesting thing I found too, that how Trump is so obsessed with Obama. He has tweeted about Obama between November of 2010 and I think it was April of 2020, 10 years. He has tweeted about Obama over 3,000 times. 3,000 times. That's like every day for, 6 years? That's pretty much every other day. Wow. The man definitely has a inferiority complex when it comes to Obama. Anyway, you guys have a good Sunday.